Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Maybe you can hear it in my voice. It looks like I'm getting sick, so I only publish one video this weekend and only a short one. But I'm feeling so much okay that I think I can show you at least a bit. And that's what I want to do now. The last time we created this kind of Hello World program with some navigation, and I want to continue here. If you don't know what we did the last time exactly and you want to see it, I will link the video in the top right corner, it should be. And I would say we continue. So writing is easy. We learned we just say write or write line, and why we do this. So important is we also want to have the possibility to read, and we can do it by read. Easy. So we go here and remove the code and write read. So we have two options, read and read line. What does it mean? Just to inform you, if you don't know about anything, you can always take your mouse, your cursor, move it on the function, variable, or whatever you use, and then you have some information. You see the data type that is returned. We come to it another time. Then the class and the function itself, and also the parameters it takes. Then some description, and here we can see the next character from the input stream, or -1 if there are currently no more characters to read. That means if you want to say read, we have a string or text that has many characters like A, B, C. Let's say ABC. I think that's a good example. Our text is ABC. We only want A, not B, not C, only A. Only one character. And that's fine. So we say read. In our case, we want to greet ourselves instead of the world, because the world is not the user, we are the user. So we say read line because we want to read the whole line. Read. And what we can do now is write line. Oops. Write line. Okay. So what did I do? I wrote read line and wrapped it into write line. Yes, it's possible. What is it doing? Write line had a text before inside. But we know that read line returns string, which is a text. We come to it later. And so it is the same as if we would do something like this. Okay. And if we do this now and press hello world, start. Now what we see is an empty window. Why is it empty? It is easy to answer. We said we want read line outputted by write line. So what should write line output? It will always read backwards. So read line will be executed first, and after that it will execute write line because it needs to get the value first. So we need to type something in so that it is able to read, and then it can output what we read. What do I type? Jack. I type in Jack. We stay at names. Enter. And we get Jack. Because the first is the input, and then comes the output in a new line, because read line is the whole line, and then we get Jack in the next line. A little trick that we can do, because we want to know that we can type in the username. We can say write. You can also say write line, but then it takes the whole line. We only want the first part of the line. And say, please enter a name. Colon. And maybe a space, because it looks better, but you can do it as you want. Now we have the console still open. I close it quickly. Rebuild. Please enter a name. And you see we are still in the same line. Why is this? Why can we still type here? And will it take please enter a new name in here as output? No. I will show you. Jack, enter, and it only writes Jack. But why? The reason is that it sets a kind of cursor in the console. So you see this little blinking thing. That's your cursor, and it will start on the top left position. So 0, 0. If you see it as X and Y position. And as soon as you are typing, it always adds X plus 1. And then we have here write before. Write is still the output, so write moves automatically the cursor for the text. That was our text. So we add Jack by ourselves, and read line doesn't start reading from 0. Even so, it reads the line. Read line reads from the position where it started to be called, which is in our case this position here. And there it starts, and then to the end. But because here is nothing, even so it reads the whole line, it will only return Jack. And that's why we get Jack here. So, the thing is, we don't want it like this because it's more difficult to read. Let's try something different. Normally you create data types, or variables, data types. I want to come to that in the next video, but for now I want to show you something without any overhead, just that you have a first program that works with variables. So we just ignore data types and come to them later, because they are important, but not that important that we directly need to have them at the start where you don't know what is a variable. So let's use the keyword dynamic. Dynamic, it's a cool keyword normally for something different used, but for our starting case, it's really good. So we say dynamic, then we say we want the name, and we can name it as however we want. Dynamic is fixed, we must call it dynamic, but we can say name, we can say username, we can also say super great name because it's fun. Important is you cannot do something like hashtag, you cannot do something like this apostrophe. That will not work. You must do simple A to Z and 0 to 9. What you can also do is an underscore, and that's basically it. If I didn't forget something, if you already have some experience and you have an idea that I forgot something, please write it in the comments. It would be helpful for all the people that watch this video. What do we want to do? We don't want just to say name because the program doesn't know what do we do with name. So what we do is we say equal because we want to set it equal something. So on the right side we have something and want to move it to the left side or into the left side. So we write equal, and then, as we already know it, our text, hello. Okay, and semicolon, because we are at the end of the line. So this will still not read our name, but just to show you that this is possible, we have dynamic name equal hello. Normally it's better if I say greeting now, but we want to stay at names. So hello will be located in name. If I write line with name, now it is important. This is a variable. It is not a text or anything, so we don't use these quotes around it. We just type the name of the variable. And at the same time, we also don't need its type, because it already knows the type. The type is here. We don't want it again. We just type name. And if I press start, it says, please enter name, hello. So totally what we expect. We have name equal to hello. So hello will be stored in name, and then we output name. The next thing we do is our name, because we want our name. Maybe you remember again, we had read line. So, and read line makes this underline here, this green one. For our case, this is not important now, so just ignore this read line. And we press hello world again. Now we can type in Jack again, press enter, and it outputs Jack. What if we want to do text before Jack? Then we can do a second right, and we say hello space. It is important that you make a space, otherwise hello will be directly before name, and we don't want that. We want a space between them. Now we press start. Here we are. I write my name, Jack, which is actually not my name. I just chose it as an example. Pressed enter, and now we see hello Jack. And maybe it is interesting for you. We can combine strings by using string concatenation, and we can do it by simply adding a plus after the string, adding another string, and use space. I just noticed I started using string because that's the data type behind it. Before I always say text. So if you're wondering now why I said string and wrote a text, string is basically the text. It's just a kind of different word for that, and it's the official word for that if you say string. But I always wanted to make it easy, which is why I like to use the word text for you. But yeah, so we made a space here. And if I remove it here, otherwise we have two spaces, we can output our result by typing in Jack. And as you can see, nothing changes. We have hello, we have hello, then we have our space here, and here we have our space, and then we have Jack, the name that we typed in. I would say that was it for today. It was longer than expected, this video, but it's totally fine. I hope you learned something new, and I will see you the next time in hope that I'm not getting too sick, that I'm not able to do any video anymore. Otherwise, as soon as I'm healthy again, But we are looking positive forward, and see you next time.